Denise Carpenter from ReikiAssociates.com here, and today we're going to continue on with the playlist Ask Denise. And because I've been in the Reiki field for so long, most of the questions people ask me are about Reiki. And one of the often asked questions is, how many styles of Reiki are there? So if you go on Google and just search it, it seems to be that there are 7 main forms of Reiki, and they originate from different countries, different modalities. And from that 7, there are, I guess you'd call it subcategories or branches that have developed. So I'm going to just use Usui Reiki. That's the style of Reiki that I was trained in and that I use in my practice as an example. So Usui Reiki was originated by Sensei Usui in Japan, and his teaching was oral. So his students were not allowed to record notes, record symbols, record how to teach. They just had to listen to the lectures and then internalize it and then go out and teach. So if you can imagine, like, everyone has a different style of learning. Everyone has a different style of presenting information. So just that alone would start differences, would start subtle kinds of shifts in the information being relayed. So Sensei Usui taught Chichiro Hayashi, and Chichiro Hayashi took Sensei Usui's teachings and he enhanced them. He came up with this set of hand positions that we have today, that we actually teach today. He also allowed his students to record, and he recorded more to do with the Reiki principles, more to do with the teaching, more to do with how to do sessions. Now, the style of Reiki that I have learned is called Western Usui Reiki. So Hawayo Takata went from Hawaii over to Japan, and she studied under Chichiro Hayashi. Now, and then came back to Hawaii and taught and modified the Usui Reiki that Chichiro Hayashi had taught her. So she westernized it. She had her reasons, which if I were her, I probably would have done the same things. And that's the style of Reiki that I work with. So that's so we have the original Usui Reiki, then we have Chichiro Hayashi's Reiki, and if we were to look at all those students that studied under Sensei Usui at that time, there's probably subtle differences between each of those Usui Reikis that those teachers teach. And then under Chichiro Hayashi, we have Hawayo Takata over to Hawaii, and then her granddaughter brought it to California, then up the West Coast, and then into Canada, as probably some other Reikis came at the same time. So just as an example, there's one main teacher, Sensei Usui, and then you can see how those branches of subtle changes start to happen with the teachings. Now, theory says that we have Usui Reiki in the West, we have Usui Reiki in the East, we have Chetiken Reiki in the East, there's Corona Reiki. When I first studied Usui Reiki, there was only Usui Reiki and Corona Reiki. Now we have Lighterian Reiki, there's Rainbow Reiki, Kundalini Reiki, and also now there's a new branch under Usui Reiki called Holy Fire Reiki, and that's done by William Lee Rand. So I guess what I would say at the end of the day would be, one of the things that drew me to have a Reiki practice was that Reiki will do no harm. When we start to channel Reiki, we're working in a frequency of over 700 megahertz. So that's above the frequency of peace and joy and gratitude. So we cannot work with the lower frequencies. They just won't come through your system as you're channeling. So we will do no harm. So that was one of the first things that really drew me. And I would say the other thing that I would consider is that all systems of Reiki come from the same place, where it's kind of like learning a language. Like, it's really semantics. We're learning to communicate through energy medicine, through Reiki as an energy medicine, And those different styles of Reiki are like different languages that are being spoken. So if you're wondering which one to work with, I would maybe Google, see what the different styles offer. Everyone is slightly different in what they focus on. But I think even a stronger recommendation would be to go in and do a meditation and ask your body which style of Reiki it would like to work with. And then now there are so many Reiki practitioners available to you. You'll be able to find a Reiki practitioner probably in your area that does that style of Reiki that your body is requesting. So thanks for joining me today, Denise Carpenter from ReikiAssociates.com. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.